It's time for health tips. Now here's your host, Dr. Alma Jenkins.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Alma Jenkins, and this is Health Tips. Welcome to our show tonight. We've got a wonderful show for you. And I'm going to start out with something very, very simple. But before I do that, let me again invite you to remember that you may call on us to speak to your group or your organization if you like. You just send your invitation in to the station, WHFL, and we'll be happy to respond. There was someone who sent us something a while ago and something happened. If you're that person, please feel free to send it again because I think something technical happened there and I'll be happy to respond to you. We have a great show for you tonight, and I'm going to focus on something that is very, very common, especially here in the South, and that is this beautiful watermelon. I hope you can see it there. The watermelon, I'm going to take the cover off. Now, when you put it in the refrigerator and you put a wrap over it, it'll get a little bit of a frosty glaze on it. But when you cut it, you get that beautiful red, fresh look. And we're not going to cut it tonight. I just brought this, I'll cut it anymore. Of course, I cut it and put it in the refrigerator so it's nice and cold. And I would eat some of it tonight, but you're just in time to know that tonight I'll be drinking the prep to get my own colonoscopy tomorrow. So you can feel sorry for me tonight if you like. But anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about watermelon, and I'm going to tell you why we're going to talk about watermelon. But let me just say this. I learned something today. Watermelon is a fruit, actually, because the way you define a fruit by botanical standards, meaning those in the scientific field, is if it comes from a flower. So watermelon is if it's the mature ovary of a flower, and it comes from a flower and contains seeds, then it's called a watermelon. I had to read it because I wanted to make sure I tell you just right. So by definition, this is a fruit. But it also can be thought of as a vegetable because I didn't realize that there's not really a scientific definition of a vegetable. But if it is planted, harvested, and classified as such by agriculturalists, then we call it a vegetable. Okay, so it's really a fruit, but it's kind of both. Depends on how you look at it. But anyway, watermelons are healthy. Why is that? Because they're mostly water, and we need water. And it's hot right now, so put one of these in the refrigerator, get it nice and cold, eat it, and you're taking in a good bit of water. It also is rich in vitamins A and C, which support skin health and immune function. It also has lycopene, which is a substance that you see in a lot of red fruits or vegetables. Lycopene is rich in antioxidants. And what is an antioxidant? So, let me show you this old banana, okay? Now, if I were to flood this with antioxidants, that would be like flooding it with anti-aging substances. So this is an aging banana. You could use it in a smoothie though, but most people don't want to eat it when it gets like that. So antioxidants are anti-aging substances in our bodies, which also help to support decreasing our risk of certain cancers. So in other words, you could think of it as kind of an anti-cancer agent. And so that's really good for you, needless to say. Okay? Also, it has some nitric acid in it, which kind of helps our blood pressure because nitric acid decreases the tension in our vessels. It kind of relaxes them. so that our blood pressure gets better. And it does that via a substance called citrulline. Citrulline is an amino acid, and amino acids are building blocks in our bodies, building blocks for proteins. So there are all kinds of good things going on with watermelon. And the part I want to zero in on is the fact that the water in it is good for us. The citrulline helps to support decreasing the blood pressure, which brings me to the month of July. What is July? July, for one thing, is National Kidney Disease Awareness Month. Kidney Disease Awareness Month. And to get my point across, I'm going to use my trusty board here. And periodically, I'll look down because I've got some points here. I want to make sure that I don't miss telling you. Now, in the United States, there are approximately 37 million, that's million, people with chronic kidney disease. What is chronic kidney disease? Well, if something happens to you and you hurt your kidney just temporarily, we call that acute kidney disease. If something happens to your kidney that's not going to go away right away, in fact, you're going to live with it, but it can be controlled, then we call that chronic kidney disease. And there are approximately 37 million people in this country who are suffering from chronic kidney disease. And one source said most of the people aren't even aware that they have it. Most people. Let me give you 2 risk factors for chronic kidney disease. And you might see sometimes an abbreviation for that. So I want you to know what that means. So instead of somebody saying chronic kidney disease, sometimes they're going to say CKD, or you may see that in writing. It means the same thing, chronic kidney disease. Now, 2 of the major risk factors are 2 things that you're very familiar with: diabetes and high blood pressure. Now, instead of putting the whole high blood pressure there, I'm just going to say HBP. You'll see that sometimes meaning high blood pressure. Those are 2 of the major contributors to chronic kidney disease. Now, you know a lot of people with these 2 things. And remember that I said citrulline and contributes to maybe helping lower the blood pressure somewhat. So, you wouldn't eat a watermelon for your high blood pressure without your medicines if you're on medication. But it's one of those foods that's helpful as opposed to eating a lot of salt, say, which promotes high blood pressure. This does not promote high blood pressure, so that's a very good thing. Now, so if you have high blood pressure, or you are obese and you're trying to lose weight, or those kinds of things, watermelon is not going to go against that. I hesitate to say do this instead of it because that's not the point. The point is it's one of those vegetables or fruits, as you look at it from what we just said, that can support your control of these diseases, okay? So I think that's probably the best way to put it. So this is our friend. Watermelon is our friend, all right? Now, I want you to look at a very nice video that actually talks about the kidney. And when you look at that video, you're going to notice some things that it's going to say. I'm going to call your attention to it. They check your kidney function by a couple of tests. One is something called GFR. And another one is they look at your creatinine and all of these things. So you're going to hear some things about how they check kidney function here. What can you do to help control this? What can you do to help if you have chronic kidney disease? Well, one thing you can do is keep your blood pressure under control. Remember I said we'll use the HBP? I'm just going to use the BP now. Keep your blood pressure controlled. Okay? Very important, because if your blood pressure is out of control, what does that do? That compromises your kidney. Okay? So eventually you get into problems with that. Number 2, control your blood sugar. Now, if you're diabetic, do you check your blood sugar periodically to see what you're running? You should know about what you average for your blood sugar. Okay, very, very important. All right. The other thing that you might hear that I want you to know about is they have different stages of kidney disease. You probably heard it, but they have stages 1 through 5. Now, the higher you go, one is pretty good. But if you keep going up, it's pretty bad. So when you get up to here, you have what they call end-stage renal disease. Okay? Those are people that, need to be on dialysis most likely. Okay? So there are different stages of kidney disease, and you've probably heard this. Some of you may well be on dialysis. Okay? So I want you to watch this video because I think it explains it. It's animated, it's very simple in its presentation, and I actually enjoyed looking at it, and I want you to see that. So I'm going to take a minute now and let you watch the video.
Most people have 2 kidneys about the size of their fist, located in their lower back. Just like your brain or heart, kidneys keep you alive. The kidneys have many vital jobs. Balance water and nutrients. Remove waste. Produce hormones that regulate blood pressure, blood volume, and bone health. Kidney disease means having kidney damage. When the damage is temporary, it is called acute. When the damage occurs over a long period of time, it is called chronic kidney disease, or CKD. Chronic kidney disease can lead to the following: cause a buildup of waste and water, lead to weaker bones and other health problems, raise the risk of heart disease and stroke. If kidney disease keeps getting worse, it can lead to kidney failure, which is treated with dialysis or a kidney transplant. Kidney disease is diagnosed with blood and urine tests. An eGFR is a blood test that shows how well the kidneys are working. A UACR is a urine test that checks for signs of kidney damage. The 2 main causes are diabetes and high blood pressure. Additional risk factors include family history of kidney failure, being age 60 or older, and obesity. Healthy weight, nutrition, and exercise can help control blood pressure and blood sugar. If needed, certain medications for blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease can also help with kidney disease. The good news is that when it's found early and treated right, the outlook for kidney disease patients can be very bright.
I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you have any questions that you want me to answer, if you will submit them to the station, then they will submit them to me, and I will try my best to answer whatever questions that you have. Remember again, July is National Kidney Disease Awareness Month. And you may know somebody who's diabetic, who has high blood pressure. Just warn them that they need to keep those things under control because there's a real risk of developing chronic kidney disease. Also, being over 60 years of age is a risk factor. So I'm assuming that all of you who fit that category are getting, your periodic exams and blood work and urine tests and all these kinds of things to kind of help make sure you stay on track. And I hope that you're keeping your doctor appointments. One other thing, let me say this. It's getting harder and harder to fit into doctor's appointments now. They're backed up. I don't know if we're still experiencing some problems from, the COVID era, but, they're really backed up. Just to give you an idea, and I'm a gastroenterologist, but if I didn't get my colonoscopy tomorrow, I would have to wait months to get rescheduled, unless I ask for a special favor, and I try not to do that. But, the schedules are booked up now. So try and keep your appointments, particularly your subspecialty appointments, and just take care of yourself. So I hope that you're ready now to get your cans out. And I know you have your cans because we do this all the time. And I keep 2 cans in my little cabinet here. I want to make sure I always have these. And you don't have to go out and buy dumbbells. You can just have 2 cans. And for those of you who are curious about it, each one of these cans is about 15 ounces. Okay? So that's a good little weight to have in your hands. And you should be able to handle that if you handle weights at all. So we're gonna start doing some exercise now that we have done before, and that I want you to keep doing even when you're not watching the show. Try doing at least 15 to 20 minutes of exercise at a time, and try to get in a good 30 minutes a day at least. Okay? 1, 2, 3, and 1, and 2, 3. Now, are you still on the couch? 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. 2, 3, 4. And let's just now raise above our heads. 1, and 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10. 2, 3, 4. Okay? Very good. How does that feel to you? If you do it enough times, you'll be able to do it longer. Okay? Now, you won't be able to see me exactly, but I'm just going to bend. And when I bend, I try not to bend my knees. Okay? So keep your knees straight and just try to go down without bending the knee. So here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do 10. 8, 9, and 10. Okay? So when you bend, if you just try to keep those knees straight, don't bend your knee, you'll feel it in the back of your leg, and that's a good thing. Now, if you start hurting, stop. But if it just feels, you can feel it. That's okay. All right? Now we're going to go from, one side to the other with our arms like this, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now we're going to march like we're marching somewhere. 1, 2, 3. We're going to swing our arms. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Let's do 15 of these. 9, and 10, 11. Smile while you're doing it. And 12, 13, and 14, and 15, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now after you've done a number of these, I want you to practice deep breathing, because remember, when you take a deep breath, what do? You give your whole body some more oxygen. Because what you do, you take a deep breath in, take in all that oxygen that's carried in the blood, and that just goes to all your organs, and it's like giving it a really good breath, okay? So let's just have the palm of your hand facing upward. Let's go. Deep breath in, hold it, hold it. Turn the palms. Let's try it again. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, and out. Let's do it one more time. Palms up. Good deep breath, good deep breath, good deep breath. Hold it. Now let it out. Palms down. Okay? Now just kind of limber up yourself. Limber up real good, okay? Now let's do the head a little bit, and then we'll do one more rep of what we did. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we're going to go side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? Because you know, some of us sit at a desk all day. Some of you are having to hold your head one way all the time. So this is a way to kind of limber up there. And you know, they tell me that massages are good too for the shoulder area. I've not had one in a while, if ever, but I do plan to get one. I've had people come and massage my neck, and that felt good, so I'm sure a real massage will be amazing. So I recommend it, even though I haven't been doing it. I plan to start doing it. All right, so let's put our cans in our hands again, and let's do some more of the exercises we just did. 1, 2, 3, and 1, and 2. Come on, smile. 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10. 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. 2, 3, 4. And real quickly, we're going to bend. 1. I'm putting a bending. Well, you can bend with your cans you want to. 1, and 2. Come all the way up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And you know, when you do that, again, please lock your knees. Don't bend your knee. Just go as far down as you can. Now, I know that most of you probably won't be able to go all the way to the floor, but go as close to the floor as you possibly can, okay? Now that's great. Now we're going to put these down for this part because we're almost done. 1, 2, 3, and 1, and 2. You can use your cans if you want. I just decided to put them down. 3, and 4, 5, and 6. We're gonna do 7, and 7, 2, 3, 4. I hope that you enjoyed the show tonight. I enjoyed presenting it to you. Tune in next Saturday. We're gonna have another special program for you. Remember that we talked about this month being National Chronic Kidney Disease Month. It's actually National Kidney Disease Awareness Month, okay? So that you can tell somebody else about this, and if you've recorded it, you can play this for somebody who didn't get a chance to see the show tonight. And remember that the 2 biggest risk factors for kidney disease are what? Diabetes and high blood pressure. Remember that most people don't even know that they have chronic kidney disease. And being over 60 is also a risk factor for chronic kidney disease. So I hope you'll remember that. I hope you'll tune in next Saturday. It's been my pleasure to come to you. I'm Dr. Alma Jenkins for Health Tips. Good night.